Yo, what's good, Skano? So this terrorist attack, that's what it's being called, that occurred in New Orleans. The ISIS member who, you know, used this van to mow down dozens of people. Shot it out with 12, I believe, before he killed himself or they killed him, one or the other. But now they call these people terrorists, and I'm not a sympathizer by any stretch. I think organizations like ISIS, they have to be stepped on. It is what it is. But have y'all considered though, from their perspective of things, that maybe we the terrorists? I'm saying the American government for real. I'm just saying, think about this. Y'all ever wonder why the entire free world hate America? I mean, of course, yeah, they clamor after, certain benefits that, our culture provides, like capitalism, for instance. Yeah, everybody want to come over here and benefit from capitalism, but um, you ever wonder why? I mean, think about it though. Our government has conquered pretty much the entire free world and set up, our form of government, our form of currency. Like it's commonly understood that we run shit. But y'all think everybody is just cool with that? Like, they have no choice, right? Because, I mean, being the global economic power that we were, I say were because we're now lagging behind some other countries. But we still got the biggest game, the biggest military, so. But people fall in line with the program, but that don't mean they are really, I think a lot of countries sitting back waiting on America to fall, man. Now, the only reason they would not want that to happen is because obviously the fallout economically. But our government be calling these people terrorists. Maybe in their mind, I mean, and they are terrorists, but in their mind, they doing, you know what I'm saying? They standing on a cause. So while, you know, our government portrays these people as terrorists, just simply as like they just evil and they just want, why though? Why do these different factions that hate our government and our country so bad that they would crash out the way they do, flying planes into, skyscrapers? Maybe we the terrorists. Maybe our government is actually the biggest terrorist organization on the planet. And I'm not an anti-American. I love my country. So, let me put that out there. I'm not anti-American except for there's some fucked up shit about our system and our government, yeah. But I'm rocking with, so but from the standpoint of these other organizations, and some of them, yeah, they just want to create chaos. Um, they are evil. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure it's some, like I said, man, we pretty much have conquered the entire free world and forced our way of life, our culture, not necessarily our culture, but our economic system, woo woo. So it's like, why our government always trying to manipulate us into believing like they stand for everything that's right, and it's just the rest of the world, for some whatever reason, just hate, democracy and capitalism so much. This beautiful, wonderful thing that America has created, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much cram down the rest of the world's throat. and force fed them. And it's like, I can't look at these people and say they terrorists, man. You know, they stand on whatever belief they stand on. And like I said, obviously I don't condone that shit, you know, but how many countries have we invaded? You know? So like I said, man, it depends on what perspective you looking at things, but condolences, you know, to the people who lost their lives. It's unfortunate that we, you know, like regular citizens, you know, end up being the casualties in this whole thing, this chess game, you know, that our government plays, you know, and when shit like this, it's not the government officials, you know, it's regular everyday people that end up paying the price. But you know, it is what it is, man. War games. But I had made a comment about I actually dropped a vid where I stated I felt like at some point this Iraq war shit was going to the ChiRaq war was going in. Like they was going to be a truce for the most part. I know it's never going to be total peace. You know what, man? That shit is never going to happen. The more I think about it, the less likely it is. Like I said, not just because of the deaths that have occurred, but it's been incentivized now. This isn't just about get back now. This shit is about clout. Not just clout, but like I said, it's been incentivized. So now that you have put, you know, as far as the music industry is concerned, what incentive do these niggas have to end the war? Why would they? You know, when they are being rewarded, let's be real. They are being rewarded, you know, through the music industry and the clout and recognition that comes with it. Why would they stop? You know, what's the alternative? Like I said before, just go back to being a regular street nigga. You know, you still got ops out there. This shit, it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna end. And I guess, you know, I just feel that, you know, with niggas like you know, J-Man getting out there, and like I said, I know he is not, you know, he ain't carrying no weight in the rack as far as, you know, hierarchy is concerned, but the more I think about it, it's not gonna happen. And I'm not being negative. That's just being realistic. Niggas ain't got no reason to end the war. They got every reason to keep going. Like I said, blood spilled on both sides, and this shit been incentivized. You can get turned up, you can get rich. You know, if you navigate it the right, why would you stop? So, but as far as I don't think a lot of you blog niggas really know what y'all talking about. Now, everybody came on here talking about Dede was a snitch. He was wearing a wire. Woo woo. Now they saying, oh, because he took a plea, he definitely, I believe 3 of the 5 niggas involved in this took a plea. Y'all don't understand how this shit work. It's every man for theyself now. You taking a plea, it depends on the circumstances. But you copping a plea that don't mean that you snitching, man. That don't mean you are telling. That means that you have taken responsibility for your part in it. Yeah, by default, I mean, you are admitting guilt in your involvement. But that ain't necessarily saying, that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. So just taking a plea don't make you a snitch. What in the heck, why would, if this nigga did take a plea, and part of his plea deal was to tell on dirt, what about his people in the trenches? He know what's going down. Like, I don't believe he gonna put his people out there like that. And I don't think there's no way out of this shit except for Dirk. And that's why I say them taking a plea don't necessarily mean that's it for Dirk. You know, all implications aside, yeah, it's all pointing to, but they still have to prove Dirk's involvement. Just knowing is not enough. That's not how the court of law work. We all know what we know, or we believe. That ain't proof. 20,000 pages. They say they got 20,000 pages related to this indictment. 20,000 pages. This shit is cap. It's probably 19,000 pages worth of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? 19.5 pages worth of just, because they gonna do that. They gonna throw all the shit they can throw, and his attorneys have to, you know what I'm saying, wade through all that, figure out what's this bush, this ain't, this, you know. So don't, just because they say, oh, 20,000, he done, he cooked. I told y'all, it look like that right now, but you gotta wait till this shit play out. Like I said, just because niggas copping pleas don't mean they telling on him, and that don't necessarily, you say by default they implicate him, but they all affiliated. So what? Just because I'm affiliated with a killer don't mean I'm a killer or I got anything to do with what he doing out here. So they still got to prove all that shit, man. So niggas copping pleas because that's how, when they got enough evidence against you that you cooked and you know you go to trial, they ain't giving no speedy trials, right? If you take this shit to the table, you cooked. So you start, okay, that's where you go for pleas. You admit your involvement and you finagle some type of deal, you know, your part in it. I don't know nothing about nobody, it got nothing to do with nothing else. I'm admitting my involvement in what y'all done provided that. Yeah, I did that. That is not snitching on other niggas though. But obviously, if you got 3, 4, 5 niggas, you know, all admitting to, but they still got to tie Dirk. You see what I'm saying, man? I know I'm getting redundant with it, but it's like niggas keep. We don't know that Dede snitched, and I don't believe Dede did snitch. I don't. I believe he taking this plea deal because he got no other way out. They gonna cook this nigga. He want to see the streets again, and at the same time, not get his cap knocked off or get his people lined up out here. So he admitting his involvement in this shit. He gonna take what come with it, and that's that. You know, so shit still got to play out, man. But everybody thought Thug was fried. If this nigga do get out of this shit and you don't change up, and this is a big if, but if the nigga, you would deserve everything. A lot of niggas saying he deserved what he got coming to him now, because you had an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But like I said, man, it's a lot of blog niggas that jump on here just to try to get views. And I get it, you know, I get it. But you niggas just really be exposing how little y'all really know about the law and how, you know, let alone the streets. But it is what it is, man. 216 Skano from the gutter.